murder you. Our next guest is running for a big job, and he has a giant bullseye on him. The last time he spoke out, July 28th, his enemies tried to scare him. They got two of his relatives, murdered them. Who is this man, and why is he talking to us? You get the inside story next. There's much more on the record ahead, but first, let's go to our New York newsroom where Ainsley Earhart staying by with the other headlines. Ainsley.
Hi, Greta. Thank you. Heavy rains causing massive landslides in China and Japan. Late reports have hundreds of people still missing. In eastern China, a mudslide has toppled a half-dozen apartment buildings. A few residents have been pulled out so far, but no word yet on how many more might still be buried under all of that debris. It's the aftermath from the Typhoon Moracat, which triggered an earlier mudslide in a Taiwan village. As many as 800 people are reported missing, and an offshore earthquake with a magnitude of 6.6 shook Tokyo. No reports of major damage or injuries. In Northern California, about 24 thrill seekers are now all safe after a roller coaster mishap. Look at this video. Riders left dangling between 40 and 80 feet off the ground at the Santa Clara theme park. It took several hours to lower them down. I'm Ainsley Earhart. Now back to Greta.
The sheikh you're about to meet is risking his life and risking the lives of his family by going on the record. He is running for Prime Minister of Iraq. Two of his relatives were murdered after he spoke out in London on July 28th. But the sheikh will not be silenced. Sheikh, sir, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Welcome to the United States.
Thank you very much.
I realize that right now Iraq is without electricity. There's lots of problems, or parts of it rather don't have electricity. Is Iraq going to be better off in the long run because the United States went in March of '03, or is it going to be, or is this worse for Iraq?
Greta, I want to tell you one thing. The coalition, and specifically the United States, they did a lot of things for Iraq, but they don't have the right partner inside Iraq to show the success of the United States during these years. If we forget the war and the beginning of the 2003 or 2004, but after that, you spend a lot of money for the rebuilding of Iraq and to achieve the different situation with electricity, with the water, with opportunities, jobs for the youth. But there is some people which they block what you are trying to do.
Who are those people?
The alliance of our neighbor country.
Meaning?
Iran.
Iran. Yeah. Iran is your enemy.
Yeah, I think they have a very negative effect in our political process, and they don't want to see any success in Iraq.
And how is Iran doing that to Iraq now?
Through their representative. We have a lot of Iranian representative in our government.
So if you become Prime Minister, is there something you can do about that to sort of get rid of the Iranian influence in Iraq?
This is one of our main issues, and we want to have a long-term positive relationship with all our neighboring countries. We don't want anyone to have any influence in our political process. We want to have exactly a good relation, positive relation, respect. We should respect each other. I don't want to interfere in their internal situation. They should do the same.
Sheikh, now you supported and helped plan or support the surge. Is that right, sir?
Yes.
Why?
Because I know from the beginning that this conflict was created by a third party for his interest to see the Sunni and the American fighting together.
You say his. Who's the his? Who's the
third party?
Who is that third party?
The third party, I mean Iran.
About 2 weeks ago, on July 28th, you were in London giving a speech about, and it was entitled "Lessons for Fighting Insurgency and Winning the Peace." It's about Iraq's Anbar awakening. You gave this speech about how to fight insurgency and win peace. What did you say about it?
I just say that we succeed to convince the coalition, and specifically the Marines, to leave the tribes leaders and tribe members to carry weapons to protect themselves from the insurgents and from Al-Qaeda. And this was done, and they start to believe that these people, they are not the enemy of the coalition, and they accept that they can carry weapons, and they start to fight together against Al-Qaeda, and we succeed to do that.
After your speech, something happened to two of your cousins who were advisors of yours, right?
Yeah, one of them my representative, and the other one is my nephew.
What happened to them?
They killed them.
Who's they?
The insurgents, because everyone think that there is still Al-Qaeda in Al-Anbar. Myself, I don't believe there is any Al-Qaeda in Al-Anbar or insurgents. There is some people who get paid from foreign country to do such things inside our province to stop any leader in Iraq to talk.
So you think it's Iran who's doing this in your province?
I'm very confident about that.
How do you know that?
Because if you see it is their fingerprints, because the Marines and the coalition, they find many times the weapons who get used in such attacks, it's imported by Iran. From Iran.
All right, your representative, your cousins who were murdered, what were the circumstances?
What happened, he just was to move from certain place to other place, and there was a bomb in the middle of the street, and when he just passed by, it was exploded.
How do you know it wasn't coincidental that it was, directly related to you giving a speech in London?
Good question. Because this is not the first time. This is the third accident. In the first one, I lost two brothers and two cousins, and the second attack, I lost my brother and other 19 sheikhs in a meeting, in a conference in Fallujah with the 4 Marines, and this is the third one. Every 2 years I have one accident.
So this is no accident?
No accident.
This is murder of your representatives?
Yes.
And what makes you think it's in reaction to you going to London and talking about essentially, building peace, working with the coalition? Why do you think it's in direct relation to that?
Because always I try to explain that we should stop Iran to interfere in our political situation.
So what makes you confident if you gave the speech in London, you went on the BBC, then 2 of your representatives, your cousins, get bombed. Now you're here in the United States and you're on Fox News Channel and it's going to go all over. Why would you in any way feel safe, or your relatives at this point? I
didn't feel safe. I never feel safe. That's why I want to convince our allies countries to protect us during the next election and to monitor the next election. We want to have a real elected government in Iraq.
Do you think there's a target on your back by Iran?
Yes. Yes, I do. That's why I left Iraq in November 2003, because I received an information that I will be attacked in Fallujah at 12 o'clock midnight, and I left at 11 o'clock where there is curfew to Jordan.
Up next, this stunned us, an absolute bombshell. It's about Olivia Newton-John's ex-boyfriend who has been presumed dead for years. Well, your mind is about to be blown. Plus, are the police going to arrest the cat? A cat has been accused of something absolutely horrible in Florida. We're going to explain in the best of the rest.
Tomorrow, Pelosi slams protesters as un-American, but will scare tactics shut down the debates or just fire up concerned citizens? Nothing gets by Greta when she goes on the record.